Okay, guys. So good afternoon, everyone. Basically, as a part of our course curriculum, we'll be going to cover HTML, HTML5 for web page structure design. In order to apply colors, shadow, transforming text sizes, everything will apply CSS. Right? Its background color, its shadow, everything. So, and we need to write CSS on our own in order to apply all this. But if we want to use the existing one, that we will call as Bootstrap. Bootstrapping means predefined content. In Angular, we will call as Bootstrap module, which will be loaded first. The same way in web development, we will call as Bootstrap, which is available in the market. So that we will use directly. If you're using plain HTML means think of. So this is the building. You need to have pillars, etc. Pillars, slab, everything, so that you will make a structure and will make a room. If you want to apply, make beautiful, and need to apply appliances. That will be electronic appliances that will be which are required to see and visible for the class. And that is paint, which is visible for you. The walls. That's beautiful. Without applying all this, you can see only cement colors, which is very odd. That you cannot see as a website also. You need to be beautified. If take an LMS, if I get plain button, you can't be able to this much beautiful, right? If I get plain, that is what. In order to apply, in order to do all this, I need to do. I will just so any website, just go and inspect it. It is free. You can able to just think. See, I will remove all the styles for this. See the skeleton of that. I will just remove the class. You can see the skeleton of that. It is not at all applied, right? See. Now I removed everything. See, on hover also, I removed everything. So if I remove everything, it's very odd, very odd. See, that's how I made it beautify. If you refresh it, it will go, not an issue. Because you're changing on browser side, which is your browser, not change the server side. So that's how. See, if you want to apply something which is very beautiful, that is CSS. And you want to write those many lines to apply that. But if you don't want that, you can reuse the existing ones that we will call as Bootstrap, which we will do copy paste. That is get Bootstrap, go to button. These are nothing but buttons which are already there, which because of this class it is having beautiful, right? If you remove this class, which is a primary, which is blue color, success, green color, danger, red color, warning, yellow, info, light color, dark color. So you want to apply that, which is existing one, that we will call as Bootstrap, right? And we have JavaScript and TypeScript. Now for web, like Java, Python, .NET, which is the backend, which we not see with our naked eye. It will just communicate with the help of server communication. The same way in UI, if you click on something, it should download the things. Or if you click on login button, it will take the username and password. Right. I can easily, clearly understand. Now let's see. So just right click and there is an inspect tag. Inspect tag will get the code. So go to, there is a network tab. Just clear it if something is there. Now if I entered username and password. Now it should go to the server. That will be Java. For example, we are using Java means that is server. It will link that. That is network. So in computer science, people will know layers of the internet. Internet will have 7 layers, which we will call as OSI model, right? ISO model, right? So there that will be mixed up into the 4 layers in the next model. So this is having network layer where the internet, how it will internet transfer that same. That is why network tab here. Performance. Performance testers will check the performance, how much seconds it is taking to load the page, everything. In performance, we have in a web page for any website. performance metrics will have. Every metric will be a different thing, like how much time it is taking, how much data it's loading in particular time, seconds and all. So in network tag, so now if I click on this button, so this clicking, it is going through network and it is getting server response. That network response, it went the server request and get the server response. Now I'll just click, let's see. See, account with password signing in. This is the first one, which I sent username and password. So this is the token, right? We'll call as network request. So we'll got the response. We already got the response. It will expire in 3600 minutes maybe. So we got this. So this is because request and response. So this network will identify, this is what API. If you click on this is the API. This is the data which you are sending, email ID and password which I entered, right? It went there, right? So that is not encrypted, but I need to encrypt that in coming days because password it is visible there. It should not be visible. That is one of the security bug. Testers may write there is a data breach. Data breach means someone able to easily identify the password. We need to encrypt that to 256 hash value. Encryption means in aptitude reasoning, analog data encoding, decoding. That is the same encoding, decryption, encryption, right? That is the importance of that particular topic. So now, if I click on it, it should go to the server request. That is all because of JavaScript and TypeScript. JavaScript will not have hoops like classes and objects, which is object based. TypeScript will have strictly typed data types and hoops and all like Java, Python, .NET. So that's why nowadays we're using Python, TypeScript in Angular. And all this will apply all the learned, modules and apply in Angular, will create the project. Now here, this is the HTML. And if you focus on that, it is increasing the size and increasing the shadow. This is CSS. And if I click on it, it is opening. That is JavaScript. All I write in Angular only. This also developed in Angular. This is also developed in Angular. So Angular is a framework which is developed by Google. We use all this HTML, CSS, JavaScript and all in order to develop the web applications and Android apps. We have staff login as an Android app. If someone go to the parent website, in any folder you can find the parent website link. So if someone fill this right in Android app, I will get the notification. So I will immediately call it. For that, I implemented that Android app. The same web and Android app already given in demo. Web and Android app you can develop with the same code, which is Angular code. That's it. And also you can do web and Android with the help of code Flutter also. But now it is most famous by Angular because it is developed by Google. They're continuously improving its efficiency with compared to React. Now most of the companies asking for Angular from the last 1-2 years. Before that, you see React.js is also there. Now it's also there. But what I see, most openings also in Angular. So it's increasing day by day. So that is making powerful. Google will not be calm. They always have more strategies to be more competitive in market, right? So that is fine. So that is the role of the JavaScript. You already know now. So now because of that only it will communicate with server and get back the response that will load in the browser. Got it, right? That is. So now first we need to start with HTML and HTML5. HTML will call as HTML 1, 2, 3 and 4 versions, which are till 2014 in the market. From 2014 to current, we have HTML5, which is not having some features in HTML4. Because of that, we are facing some issues. We need to write more code that I will tell you when time comes. For example, these icons are there, not there in HTML, means HTML4. From 2014, HTML5 came. Because of that, I got these icons. See now, almost in all the website, there are many icons. See, if I'm using HTML4, what is my problem? I need to write much code in order to do all these icons, right? These icons are the feature of HTML5. Now, I have a video or audio tag. Directly, I have videos, right? This is because of video tag. It is not there in HTML4. In order to implement that video or audio, we need to use some JavaScript objects and all. That is very difficult for us. Now we have directly, if you inspect it, we have directly video tags and audio tags. Directly we have a video and audio tags. So that it's very useful for us. See, directly we have video and audio tags. So that's why we will write less code now. Development time got reduced because of audio and video tags. So that is also one feature. So that will comes under HTML5 features. Let it be. So now we need to start with HTML. So basically, HTML is a hypertext markup language, which is not a programming language. It's nothing but a parsing language. Whatever you write, so like okay, guys, we'll start. Whatever you write, right, that exactly will be passed by the browser. A browser will have JavaScript engine. So in order to run the JavaScript, Chrome is running on V8 engine, which is very fast in this world. That's why Chrome is very popular. Mozilla, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, these are using different V8 engines, different JavaScript engine. So this JavaScript engine is embedded in the browser. So how I will tell you. So go to inspect tab so that you can see it. Inspect. This is the console. This is nothing but JavaScript console. In Python, if you want to run, you want some Python interpreter, everything. In Java, you want to install Java. But for JavaScript, no need to install anything. Browser is nothing but JavaScript engine. Now see, I will create a variable and add two numbers and print the result. In Java, you need to create, in Python, you need variable equal to value. The same JavaScript, I will have a keyword let a equal to 5, let b equal to 6. I will print, in order to print it, let a 5. So this is what JavaScript. Directly, browser will be embedded with JavaScript V8 engine. That's it. Because of we were clicking something, it is navigating right. Because of that, JavaScript is working. Now HTML will be parsed with the help of HTML parsers. Browser will be included with that. Whatever you write, as it is same, it will just print in the page. That we will call as document object model. So now you see, this is the selector. You always right click and inspect so that you can see the page code, right? Which is what minified code. Minified code means, see now ng content ng-c, this you cannot understand as humanly. Means ng means angular one, angular way. Next to generation. Angular, it is having, we're using some libraries which are some extended features of Angular. That will be minified. Minified means that will be optimized for browser understanding. That's why we can't understand this. Even Python, whatever the program you are using, that will be compiled and created to bytecode. And that will be running line by line. That bytecode everyone cannot understand. Even morning I converted image to bytecode. That bytecode again I converted back to image. This only understand by the database or compilers. Again, that computer will understand zeros and ones. It will convert to zeros and ones, right? Again, it will get back the English statements or whatever, it will same thing. That's how browser will understand this. This will be converted like this. So now you see whatever you have, you can just select so that you can see then get the code. So everything will be passed. This all we will call as document. See, this is HTML document. Doc type HTML means HTML5 we are using. That's it. When it comes to that, I will tell you briefly. Doctype HTML is the version of the JavaScript HTML5 version. You will see doctype HTML. Language EN, English by default language, right? This is the head, this is the body, this is the structure of the HTML page anyway. We'll write it, not an issue. But this is what document object model. Everything, if you expand here, head, here we have some elements, right? We will expand body. Body is nothing but what it is rendered here. So everything will be an object here. So that object is there in the tree structure. That is what document object model. We'll call as a DOM. DOM tree we will call. So now see, you already know there is a head and body inside HTML. I will go to paint and tell you how it is exactly behaving. Right, okay, edit text, HTML. This is the head and this is the body, right? So it will be like a tree structure. distinct steps. How many elements are there inside the body? Those many children it is having, those many child it is having. How many? For example, there is a button, there is a link, there is a division. Those many are attached. 1 second, guys. So we'll continue, move on. So that is what DOM tree, it will be allocated. For example, I have app root. Again, I have script. So again, those are the children. Again, I will expand the div. Here there are another children, right? So again, if I expand app root, there are layout. That is one more children. Again, I have PNG header. That is another children. Again, in PNG header, I have two children. That's how it is DOM tree structure. Parent, children divisions. Again, children will have the grandchildren. That will come the root parent and child. So that will be grandchild for the grandfather or grandmother, right? So that's how it will be attached. So that is what DOM tree. That is what document object model in HTML. And this is how websites will work. How website will work, I will tell you now. Because this is the basic knowledge. If you understand this, you can crack any interview, the basic questions. Because I will tell you. So Ali came. I think Ali already told you. On demo day, I just explained you what are the technology which is useful and which not useful. The same questions in the next day in internship interview, he explained. He don't know the technology, but he explained the way he got selected. So demos and the basic knowledge will be very useful for you. Means especially me, if I tell you something, right? I don't speak, which is not relevant. Only things which are relevant I speak. So that will be very useful for you. So now let's think of. So I'll just edit the text. So www.facebook.com, whatever it may be, think of it. I'll just make it so that it will be visible for you to return. Now there is a DNS. I'll just insert this. So we'll say DNS. We'll say DNS. So this is what domain name. Facebook.com is a domain. I will buy in GoDaddy. Okay. I will show you that also. I will just log in with my GoDaddy account so that I will show you directly. So I will have all my almost my foundation, my group, my company, everything. I already have my domains, Margi Labs, everything which I already have this, right? So those I need to buy. I can buy Google domains also. I can buy uh, GoDaddy also, because GoDaddy is a old company than any other brokerage, right? That's why I always fond of GoDaddy, right? Instead of Google also, because Google also came after that only, after GoDaddy only, right? So that's why. So this is the most important session for you. I will just remove screen share for this 1 minute because that is the private content. Okay. Yeah, I just logged in. I will go to my products. I will show you, for example. So now see bytesplash.in, margilabs.com, margilabs.in, API bytesplash, onshore entries. This is also this company is also I'm managing. GSR Foundation, mine, GSR groups. So these all are, I think I have 10 to 14. So these all are I bought. So now if I develop website, I need to host that. So that will be linked. So that will be linked. So now this is what DNS we have. DNS, domain name space. So I bought this so that I can manage this. So once you type www.facebook.com, what will happen? There is a DNS. If you open the DNS settings, I need to set up the DNS. So basically in this whole one, everything will be attached to an IP address. This is what IP address. So even if I have www.lms, payroll, registration, everything will have an IP address, which is the same IP address because that is the same domain. You have the same domain, but that is having subdomains .lms.bytesplash.in, registration.bytesplash.in, etc. Okay. So see here now it's forwarding. It's forwarded to which one? So I will just show you. So everything, this subdomain will be permanently forwarded to bytesplash.in. If I just enter some bytesplash.in or HTTP bytesplash.in, always forward to HTTPS because I have secured connection. So that secured connection you can see here, lock symbol. So now you will get, okay, Reliance is, sharing laptops with the students who are final year. Some links, share this to 10 people, 11th people, you will get the laptop. These type of links will not HTTP. Yes, HTTP. Some hackers will also send URLs, which is HTTP, which is not secure, which is not registered under government license, under GST, good service tax now. So previously it is having sale tax, everything. Now it is under in one category, which is good service tax. We have GST number, you already seen there in reception. So everything will be managed because of this. If it is HTTP, don't click on that link. It might be redirected to suspicious website where we have Kali Linux in ethical hacking. We have Windows Linux. We have Kali Linux. There is a snipping tool. You can create the same Facebook page and send you with HTTP facebook.com login. You can log in with your email and password. First time what you entered will come to my account. Second time it will redirect to original HTTP Facebook login. What do you think? Okay, it's asking one more time. First time I already got it. Second time you originally log in. Before that I will go into account and I will hack it. So HTTP links will be avoided. It will say this is HTTP or you want to show to continue in mobile. Sometimes you will see any link. So that is what security. So this DNS lookup I need to set up. So it will set that particular IP address and it will redirect and open that particular thing because I hosted this right in my servers. I have my products. In my products, I have the server. I'll just show you because anyway, I'm not recording this. I will go to my products. I have my account, web hosting, Relax. I can manage 10 websites. I will go and manage here. If I want to update it immediately, I can update the website. That will be API. I'm using Java. Front end, I'm using Angular. I'm just tell you. So API Bytesplash access portal employed at Bytesplash. I have a file manager. I need to access that. So immediately whenever I do something, right? So I have the thing. So I have many websites. This is the parent website, which is bytesplash.in. I have api.bytesplash.in, which is for Java API. And I have lms.bytesplash.in for LMS, margilabs.com, payroll.bytesplash.in. For employees, they can log in and see their leave balance and holiday calendar. Registration for reception people, right? URS charitable trust. It's my Baba's foundation. I just hosted here. So this is how I need to maintain that. So bytesplash.in is the parent submain domain. These are subdomains. I can create hundreds of subdomains also. So you see you're applying for Wipro, jobs.careers.wipro.com, careers.tcs.com. tcs.com is the main domain. Careers, all you can create on your own. If you just buy one, you can create with using this server. If I just do the changes, if I delete this, right? This folder, if I delete it, unfortunately, LMS will be down, crash. That's it. This folder is only the hosting folder, which is secured one. That's why I cannot give access to everyone, right? So because of that, now this DNS lookup will check which server, which GoDaddy or wherever it is hosted. Now I server GoDaddy. It will go to GoDaddy server and it will attach that particular IP address and it will load that. It will ask, I want this thing to load browser. So browser will get the response and load that particular page. So there actually how it will go. For example, you are connected to, now I will reshare the screen, okay? 1 second before resharing, I will close this. If you accidentally close some tab, Control Shift T, you can get back that. So let it be. I'll just reshare the screen, okay? Yeah. So now DNS lookup will get the IP address. IP address is the thing where your devices is connected to the internet. You have some space in the internet, so you're using the internet. Now you are connected to Bytesplash Classroom 3 internet. Now you see my IP config in the Chrome. You will get the same IP address because it is shared IP. My IP config. So you just see my IP. So this is the IPv6. My IP address. This is the IPv6. We have IPv4. What we see? Okay, I can see here my IP. I think we need to run it here. Yeah. So now let's see here. This is what is your IPv4 address. So this is IPv6 address. So always computers is in zeros and ones, right? I already told you 1 byte equal to 8 bits. So that is why the value of the IP address will end up with only 255 because 8 bits means all bits are zeros, means it is 0. If first bit is 0, I will just explain you. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So now 8. This is the 0th place. 2 power 0 is 1. This is the second place. 2 power 1 is 2. This is the third place. 2 power 3 is 8. Sorry, 2 power 2 is 4. 2 power 3 8. Now the last one is 2 power 7. So now, so 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 128. That is what combined you will get 255 as a value. So that's why you have 4 GB RAM, 6 GB, 8 GB, 32 like that. Not 3 GB, 1 GB, 7 GB, 9 GB. Everything is in 2 power 4. That's why 1 MB is equal to 1024 KB, right? So it is not round up to whole number like 1000. So that's why what is the value of the 1024? 2 power 9 something. 2 power 7 is 128. 2 power 8 is 256. 2 power 9 is 512. 2 power 10 is 1024. So that's why it's round up. So now 1024 MB is 1 GB. Your mobile 1 GB is 1024 MB. If you downloaded 160 MB of the file from your mobile internet balance, that will be consumed. So your mobile internet balance is decreased. The same way, once you load this particular website, These many having these many characters. For example, I will have one numeric value. I will have one numeric value. How? We have ASCII values. We have ASCII table. Go to images and see here. We have ASCII. You can read this. Every one will have @ will have 64 as a value. Decimal means numbers. Space also have 32. Everything will be converted into bytes. You already know, which is a byte code, which is understandable by computer. That will have numbers. So now see, each and everything will be a number here. So even images and videos will be converted into zeros and ones. Then definitely this completed color, this icon, everything will be converted into zeros and ones only, right? So all this convert into zeros and ones. That might having some 2 lakh value, 3 lakh value. So that 3 lakhs, you know, by 1024, you will get bytes. By 1024, again you will get kilobytes. Again by 24, you will get megabytes. By loading this, you will be consumed like 300 KB, 200 KB of data, mobile internet. That's how that will be consumed. So that is how internet will work. Because of DNS, it will load the data. Because of IP address, it will go to that routing. We'll have computer. In computer networks, we have transport layer, which will transport the request. Because of network, you will get the response and request response. We have data access layer. So now internet is free in this world. Now I will just click www.bytesplash.in here. This GoDaddy server is in New Zealand, for example. Australia, Asia Pacific New Zealand, ANZ, we'll call as Asia Pacific New Zealand. So once I hit that right, because of I'm using Wi-Fi, so first this will be transferred as radio waves. If I increase the frequency, next generation might come. This is the 6th generation. So this radio waves will catched by the router. So from router we have cable. Fiber cable will go to the hub, nearest Bangalore hub. From there, since we are using Wi-Fi, from there Bangalore hub it will go to the. Now it is the time to show the submarine cable map. You already listened that word, maybe. We have submarine cable map. Internet is free, but why we are paying, I will tell you. Submarine cable map is the government website. It's almost whole archaeological somewhere is maintaining that. Internet is filled with wires only. I will tell you why we are using radio waves. So now Ambani, why they given 6 months of net is free, because they want to own line from Jio from Mumbai. From Mumbai we have 2 lines. One is Tata Communications. One is Reliance Jio Communications. Jio laid a own line with investment to Africa. So now internet is free, but now I will tell you what is happening here. In Tamil Nadu, Goa, Kerala, Maharashtra, only we have points because that should be communicated via sea. If it is connected to here Africa, from Africa there is connected Kuwait. So in the world, everything is connected by voice. If I connect to one country, from there it will go to another country. From there it will go to another country, US. That's it. One line is enough. So now Ambani laid a new line. So that's why they maintain that cost, whatever the profits they have. So they given me free internet and all. So that's why we're habituated that till now we're using that only as a primary SIM. Now I also changed because some places Jio is strong. That's why we're using. So now everything will transfer on Earth because of radio waves, frequency signals. Now everything, since it is Earth, we have the place to construct something. It is not floating. In sea, we cannot construct, right? Those many kilometers we cannot dig. So wires are laid. Wires are laid, they can transfer. From our endpoint, it might go from Bangalore hub to Reliance Jio, which is nearby. Since in Bangalore, we are nearby to, where is this? We are nearby to Tamil Nadu, maybe. So it will go to Tamil Nadu and it will go to the whole world. So from there, that is what data access layer. It will go as a signal, zeros and ones. You see in hospital, right? That is different signal. Here we see in electronic EC if you learn, right? That is zeros and ones, up and down. That will be signal. Anyway, computer will understand zeros and ones at last. That zeros and ones up is 1 and 1, 0, 1, like that. So it will transfer like that, and it will go to that particular server. Server is nothing but a computer. It will just ask for something. It will give the response back. Again, in the same cable, you'll get back the response. They're actually different routers. Router is nothing but connecting the different stations, like how current substations are connecting. So these routers, we have repeaters. So, for example, there is a storm or there is a rain, right? Signal will not get weaker. In order to make that every router, near every router, we have a repeater. We need to make that signal strength, increase the strength. So that is what repeater. In we have router, but I want to connect more 4 computers. That is switch. In our lab, we see, right, some it will be attached with one box in a computer labs, and internet cables are attached. That is what switch. If you want to extend one internet router to many systems, that is switch. So this is what happens in the internet. Basically, internet is free. In order to maintain the towers by that companies and that particular wire maintenance and all, due to storms and all, they made damage and they want to reconstruct the new things. Maybe towers will shut down, so that will reconstruct after storms and cyclones. In order to maintain this by companies, they want to pay crores of rupees to TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. So that's how they will get the permissions, by paying lakhs and crores. So that they can do the business, we need to pay for that. So how much internet we will use, that is for loading or downloading, that much will be consumed from our internet balance. So that is how it will work. So since we are in the, which is that, 1 second. Okay, since we are in the web technology introduction, I hope you understand each and everything, how it will work actually. Is it clear till this point? Web introductions. I'll just see whether we are continuing. Yes. Okay. Let's continue. So history of HTML. HTML we have five languages. I will just go through the material only so that you can easily understand. I don't need to go to websites, so that I'll just download the website and tell you history of webs. Module 1 and 2. Okay. So basically HTML1 1993, HTML2 1995, HTML3, HTML4 till 2014, HTML5 came with the recent features. So now HTML, this is the structure of HTML. You already inspect that, you already seen doc type HTML and HTML. If you want to write HTML page like this, anything in the website is HTML. If you inspect that, so just select this. So this is what HTML document. If you want to write HTML, you need to start. So let's go take any folder. I'm just with Angular patch. I'll just create new text document, sample.html. For PDF, we have portable documentation format, IMG, image experts group, right? So PDF, like anything, Word document, Excel, .xlsx, like we have .html, .java, like that. So you're saying that save as not txt, all files, then only it will save as .html. 1 second, madam. Why you are doing like this? Angular patch 4. .html. I want to replace it. Yes. Okay, let's create a new file. Save as web1.html. All files. Fine. Let's delete this. So that is fine. So now it is 0 kilobytes because I didn't write anything. So now double click it, it will execute directly because that is HTML file. HTML file. So basically PDF will have default tabs. If I change the default tab, now default tabs for the HTML documents is browser, Google Chrome I put. For example, if I put HTML file type, HTML, something. Default tabs, I have this. XHTML, DBHTML, maybe it will be there. So I just selected here. If I select Microsoft Edge, right, then the default icon will be appear because now we have currently default app Google Chrome. That's why. So it will execute always in Google Chrome. I will just open with Edge also. That's fine. That is supported. But default is Google Chrome. That's why its color will change. HTML file will be the browser file, browser color, browser icon. That whatever PDF will be have Microsoft that Adobe Reader document because by default it is supported. So that's how it is. Now we need to write the code. We can write if you double click it, it will execute. Browser will automatically capture. I already told you it's parsing. No need to compile. Now just open with choose another app, Notepad. You can write Notepad. That's fine. If you write Notepad, how much difficult I will show you. I need to write hyphen DOC HTML. Again HTML. If there is any errors, I'm not able to identify. Again, I need to write head. And again, there is no colors to identify which is correct and which is wrong. Again, there is body. Inside that body, I need to write something. I need to write some paragraph. Everything we need to write inside body only. Everything I need to align it. So I need to give tab space. This is very difficult for me if I write it daily. So now I have paragraph. This is description, right? Now I will save it. Now, anyway, double click it. You can always refresh it. It is description. Fine. So now this is how I need to write in Notepad. I cannot able to identify. I cannot define which is what. Right? This is the HTML structure. Basically, it is having doc type HTML. You need to mention as HTML5. HTML5 document will have doc type HTML. So you see the material you already know here. I think I already mentioned here. This is HTML5. See, we can just run it. It's okay. Fine. Let's move on. So now if I write like this, it will take many years to develop single page web application, right? For that, we have IDE, integrated development environments. So for example, we have VS Code, Visual Studio Code developed by Microsoft. We will have code.visualstudio.com, go to downloads tab and click on downloads. You can download for Windows. Now, once we downloaded, you have this icon. So while installing, you have the options. Make once on right click, open folder as Visual Studio Code, open file with Visual Studio Code. Those options will come. So that you already enable, right? Open with, it will allow this. Open with Visual Studio Code. If you want to allow this while installing, you need to check that box. Right, that's it. If I open with Visual Studio Code, it will be beautiful. So let it be. Again, just there is a shortcut. If you press like this and press enter, it will get the HTML documentation. This is the color, which is open brace and close brace. Inside that, you need to write it. If I do wrong, it will be red, so that I can easily identify the error. I can easily identify the error. Got it, right? This much facility is having. Now let it be. It is somewhere like this. I can do right click and format document. It is automatically formatted. Every child will be tab space inside the parent. See, HTML inside head and body should be tab space. If it is not having, make. And again, format document. Again, inside head and body, it is having tab space. Meta, everything, title, everything will be tab space. So this is how HTML structure will be there. We need to write it. So now everything which is in blue color will call as opening and closing tag. This is what HTML tag, which is there in greater than and less than in between, whatever the value we have. Whatever we write inside that, that will call as content. This will call as HTML tag. Whatever we write inside HTML tag, that will call as HTML content. HTML tag, HTML content will call as HTML elements. So that you see here in material, I already shown to the people who listening there in at that particular point of time. So this is the tag, opening tag and close tag. whatever you write inside the tag, that is content, and it is having some class value. So this is attribute, we'll call it as value. So I will just, so the whole element will call as HTML element. So take an example. This will have name, content, everything, right? This is nothing but attribute. So now let's see. Sign in button, inspect it. We have selector here. See, there is a class, right? So if I remove this class, there is no, that style is not removed. Because of class, we applied styling. So that is an attribute. Combinedly, what we'll call, take an example, this one. Class para1. I just created it so that I can apply stylings. Just I can apply it so that you can see it better. You can see the difference of attribute, okay? I'm doing a style tag for P paragraph or PA array1, I need to apply styles, right? Dot PA array1 class I need to refer as dot. So otherwise you cannot identify it as class. I will say color as red. Red. So let's see. Let's see. Let it be. See, red is applied. Whatever we do, right? So that is applied. So because of class. Now take this same example. P is a tag, opening and closing tag. Whatever you write inside, that is nothing but HTML content. Whatever you write inside the opening tag only, we can write, not inside the closing tag. Classes. This is an attribute and this is a value. Always value is in double quotes. Char set is also encoding. Encryption and decryption, right? That is what UTF-8 encoding. Encoding code points. So that website security might be there. If someone try to hack it, our website will be encrypted into plain text to ciphertext. So they cannot easily identify it. So while our data is transporting to the website, our internet in layers, transport layer, network layer, that will be transported with this UTF encoding. So that will be securely, no one can easily identify that text. We are using one strategy. So there is encoding, decoding, and reasoning. That is one of the main example. Because of that only we are learning. If we are learning something in this world means that will apply somewhere. That's it. Without we can't learn, right? With this UTF encode encryption, while once we click on that login and whatever maybe, the data will be transferred in this UTF encoding format in network layer in that particular signals and all, so that cannot be directly read by someone. They cannot read it. So that will be again decrypted into the plain format by the server only, because we and server are connected with each other with some security policies. These two origins sharing the resources, that we'll call as cross origin resource sharing. Two endpoints, that is front end and back end, front end server. So that is why we will call it as this tag, this is content, this will all HTML element, this is opening and closing tag. That is what the major concept we see. Tag was element, attribute, pigment, HTML augment, what is tags and attributes, making the first HTML page. This all covered in this HTML introduction only. From here we have basic tags. I'll just tell you some basic tags and leave that. Okay. So now you will see the real. So now, for example, I want bold letters. I have B tag. This is bold. So I want to write some paragraph, right? B. So let's copy something. This one only. I want some paragraph. So then I have P tag. P tag is a block element. It will always ends with a new line. You can see the difference. I just entered 3 paragraph. You already see here. Always paragraph is in this new line. By default, the HTML font is in Times New Roman, which is very odd. If you want to change that, you need to apply CSS, which is styling font family. So now I want log2 base 3 powers. So for that we have subscript and superscript. SUB. 2, which is sub, which comes under the 2 HTML. I want superscript. 2 power superscript, right? 3. Control Alt tab. Alt tab. If you press Alt and press tab, it will get here. Now remove 2. It will come here. If you press Alt and press tab once, it will come here and stop. Now unpress Alt. So it will come here. Alt tab. You can change previous window and next window. Okay. Alt tab. That's how I will navigate in all the ways. So now let's see and refresh this. So now we have here 2.3 and 3. I want to make bold. I already make. Again, we want to have the same kind of using strong we have. This is also one tag. If you write something inside strong, that will be also kind of bold. Right. So now I want to select this one module 4 to be highlighted. Using span, we can select. So that I can use separate styling for this HTML4 grouping. I can select it separately. I can select and apply style attribute. You know, right? Inline what we write is an attribute and double quotes will writing a value. That value is nothing but this one. I want to make it separate. I want to select using span, which is an inline element. We can select it, right? So that is how it is there. And again, we have some, I want to something as italic. We have. These are the basic tags, formatting tags, etc. We have I. Here it is anything is applied, right? So now I want to change for every paragraph. I will just select P, open brace and close brace, right? Any programming language, I will apply font family. See now it's almost changed. It is bold. I don't want this. I will apply sans serif. That is fine. This is applied like this. This also I don't like because that's very thinny. I will make Calibri, which is good. Calibri. If it is not showing like this, it is white, means it will not apply whenever you deploy into production. So you need to avoid that, okay? But locally it might work. But when you apply to internet, right, it will not work. For that, you need to support. Wherever you type here, it is suggesting means then only it will apply. If it is not suggesting means you need to download the font from external source. I will just tell you. Go to Google Fonts. I select one font that I can download the link and apply. Then only that particular font will apply. For example, this is the font. If you click on that, this is open source. It is not there in HTML by default. Then you need to get that particular font. You have that embedded code. See, this is the embedded code. Copy that code and put in HTML in head tag so that that will be applied. That is open sans, right? Anyway, those will comes, right? But I'm just telling you. I think like this we need to apply, not sure. Yeah, it's applied. Open sans is applied, right? So that's how we need to download. So that is what CSS. When CSS comes, you can easily understand. But these are the basic tags you need to go to. And in results, change to results, something is going left and right, right? Results are coming soon. TTD tickets are coming in the next month. That is marquee tag. We have marquee. MARQUE, I think. This is that marquee tag. This is results yet to announce. By default direction is direction left. So now you make direction right also. I think direction align. I think direction. Let's see. Left. Align. I think align. Let's see. No. 1 second. Marquee direction. Direction up. Okay. Up, left, right. So we need to mention that. Direction. Same we use, right? The same way. Direction. Put right. So it is coming like this only. Put right. That is an attribute. So now it will come right. If you enter top and bottom, it will go top and bottom. So this is the basic text. Now what you do by going home, this is the module 3. Means you have the Material in module 3. What is happening here? Let's see. In module 3, you already have the task. Color coding, basic text, formatting text. Color coding, I will explain you. In HTML, colors will be defined as plain colors, hexa colors, HSL, RGB. So now let's see HTML color codes. So go here. This is the basic website. So this is the 6-digit value for this color. If I go this is the 6-digit value. This is the red value. Everything will be 255 because computer will accept only 255. It's the highest value. You already know. G is 200. If I increase R to 255, which is a greater, G to 0 and blue to 0, it will be pure red because we have only 255 in RGB. Means red is highest value, which is the green and blue is 0. That's why it's fully red now. It's on the top right. So now if you increase green to 123, now green will be also added. If I increase the blue to 123, now that will change. So because of RGB, color might change. 6-digit value might change. I can apply this one also in CSS. 6-digit value I can apply using hash because that is hexa value. Now refresh it. It will be applied. For para 1, I applied. It might apply. Let apply this for this one. It might definitely apply. Definitely apply. Right? If I select this one, this is RGB. Directly I can use RGB also. Like this, for example. RGB. 255, 123, 123. Let apply 100 only. So you can see the difference here, right? So that you see, okay, there is change. RGB is applied. Again, you can apply HSL also. Huge saturation. Opacity, I think, last one, not sure. HSL. So you can apply that one also, HSL. What is the color of HSL? You can able to identify that. I think last one we need to give opacity. HSL. Let's see that syntax because HSL will not be used in most 99%. We don't use HSL. Okay. HSL will be used in form of percentages. We use only RGB and hexa value and the plain color. So HSL will be like percentages of the color and how it is attached. Here, once you hover on this, you can get this actually. From here, you can get that. You can send that by using HSL. This is how color coding will be there in HTML. So now you go through LMS once it is complete, download module 3 and practice till here with these concepts. So now just open. Every example, I just type it and make it like this. Color codes and all, you just practice that. Everything. Once that is completed, if you want to practice more, if you're not having tasks, you just Google it, HTML formatting text, basic text, and just try to practice because you already understand the concepts. So now we'll identify how to Google it. HTML formatting text. We'll just get the best examples here, anything. Just go through that. Formatting text, small, INS, strong, bold. We already just check. Just practice the same, how you are saying. So that might be okay. From tomorrow, even spec, I will just cover it and we'll go with the tasks, unordered list and order list. So this might be this one. So this is the, take an example. Go to Amazon website. So this is the unordered list. If it is unordered list, it is having bullet points. We have bullet points for the things, right? And if you want to remove that bullet points also, we can apply CSS. Bullet points are removed. List type none. Might be if it is order list, we have 1, 2, 3. That's it. We want to list some items that will be order on another list. If you don't want order, that will come and order on another list. Here also, it is might be another list. order list, but type is removed. If type is removed, it will get as plain text. That is the thing. So everything we'll be using the whole website. When times goes, I need to explain you where it is exactly used. The same way you can develop the things. Got it right? So in next class, we will see this HTML list, how we can apply, even span tag references, images and image maps, anchor tag. If you click something right, that is nothing but a link. That link will open another link. That is what anchor tag. Then title, link, script, style tag, which we are using now, that I will explain. Again, inputs. If you want to create a form, input type, email, password, everything, that forms will do like this is the real. We'll get into the then table, body, everything. After that, iframe means iframe is nothing but including one website into another website. That is what iframe. With that HTML by complete by next 2 classes. After that, I will give assignment. I will conduct exam. After exam, whatever you write, you need to explain here. And after that, we'll complete HTML5 concepts. With module 20, we'll recap again. So that's our syllabus. So within 6 days, HTML might complete. So I will conduct exam within 2 weeks. Take an exam. Second week, CSS might also starts. So CSS will just go through one by one. At the end of the CSS, you may able to create a website like this. If you are using, if you know Bootstrap by that time, you can easily do the things by applying the existing CSS without no need to write that CSS on your own, which will take much time. CSS will always take much time. If you want to use the existing CSS in the market, which is available in the internet, that we'll call as Bootstrap. If you use Bootstrap, you can easily write the code, which will take the less time for development. So that is what the thing. So tomorrow we'll continue the session. Just be clear with the concepts, what we all discussed. Just remember that.